So I feel like there's a little bit of confusion. So just to confirm, Disney Dreamlight Valley right now is in early access. That basically kind of means like it's in a beta state, so the game isn't fully completed. Now you can buy the game on most platforms in early access, which means that you're paying for an exclusive sneak peek of the game before it is officially released. Or if you have Xbox Game Pass, then you actually get this early access version for free. Once the game has finally been completed, they will release it for free to the general public, but for now, if you want the game whilst they're still developing it, then you need to pay for it. So that begs the question, should I wait for the game to become free or should I get it now? The game is supposed to become free this year in 2023, although Disney haven't really given us a time frame as to when this is happening, so nobody really knows right now. So firstly, I think it's important to express Disney Dreamlight Valley has some really positive reviews, overwhelmingly positive on Steam, by the way. Most reviews I've seen are 80% or above. Disney Dreamlight Valley is an extremely interesting game. At first, it just looks like an Animal Crossing copycat with a Disney skin on it, but when you look at it in further detail, it really is a fun, unique, and compelling experience. The best thing about this game is the creativity and being able to change things and build things. There is so much customization in this game. It is unbelievable. That is one of the main reasons why I genuinely love it so much. Although despite all of the positive reviews, there are still some different things to consider. As I said before, Disney Dreamlight Valley is not in its final state. The game is in early access. This means the game has not been completed yet, and there are still a lot of missing features that will be in the final game. If you purchase it now, you will not have the full experience. You are paying for basically half a game. It's also important to consider the amount of bugs and glitches. Guys, I am telling you now, Disney Dreamlight Valley is such a buggy game. So buggy. Don't get me wrong, not every single thing is broken. You can still play the game without the bugs really getting in the way that much. But there have been many times where I've encountered a quest not recognizing the items I've collected in my inventory. So I've had to repurchase the items or reharvest them. Or I've had it where the game has frozen with the menu open or some other UI open and it won't close. So I have to quit the game via Task Manager and ending the application process. I've had to restart this game so many times, it is ridiculous. Luckily, Dreamlight Valley does autosave at very regular intervals, so it's not like you're undoing tons of progress and you have to start all over again, but still, it is a very big nuisance. The truth is, many video game publishers are releasing half-baked video games and just updating them with patches as the game goes on. It's almost like the new norm for a video game to be released broken and to use the players as testers to just do some fixes until the game stops selling and making money, and then they just completely abandon it in whatever state that it's in. It's a totally unacceptable yet normalized practice in video games recently. However, one thing I do appreciate is that Disney Dreamlight Valley is very transparent about that. It is being marketed right now as an early access game. Many publishers, as I said, will just release it as the final product and then just make changes as they go along. But Disney have been honest about the fact that the game isn't ready for a full release. Especially on Twitter, they're really open about the bug and glitch fixes and openly asking players to report them so they can improve the game when it's ready for full release. So it's not like Disney are being deceptive about the existence of bugs and glitches in it. I'm not saying the bugs and glitches in Dreamlight Valley are so bad that you literally cannot play or enjoy the experience, but what I will say is it's more so just like a small nuisance every now and then, but you can still enjoy the game, don't get me wrong. So should I buy the game now or should I wait? This depends on two very important factors. Firstly, can you afford it? I feel like that's just an obvious one. Can you afford it? Yes or no? But secondly, are you like a hardcore fan of this cozy simulation gaming genre? Thanks to Animal Crossing New Horizons, so many people entered this gaming genre having the creative freedom to basically do anything you want, and it's in a chilled out way that's fun. It's not like a stressful gaming experience. It's not like a gaming experience that raises your blood pressure or your heart rate or gets you excited. It's just chilled out and fun. Also, games like Stardew Valley Valley, another very chilled out and creative simulation game. And then we also have games like Story of Seasons making its mark after its long-awaited revival. And then we've got games like Coral Island, which are up and coming. Chilled out simulation games are taking over. If you are a proper hardcore fan of these kinds of games, I do feel like Disney Dreamlight Valley offers something very unique aside from just having a Disney skin on it. It's one of the first major simulation games that literally lets you customize everything. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, let's be honest, moving buildings around can be a literal pain in the ass. But in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you can literally move anything anywhere from the offset. Yes, right now the missions are limited, but unless you're really rushing and stressing yourself out over completing the game, you will always have something to do. Sometimes I start the game and I want to focus on gathering and harvesting materials. Other times I want to play around with the world, changing things up and designing different spaces. But then other days I might decide I want to renovate my house and make it look nice. But then on another day I might want to change up my character design and buy some new cool outfits for them. When you first start the game, I will be honest, it does feel like yet another freemium mobile app game. Do you know what I mean? Like those mobile app games which have all of the currencies and cash grabby designs where it's like, you need 800 gems to unlock this story, but the gems are only sold in packs of 799. Like it does feel like one of those games, but when you actually get into it, it's not really like that. The gameplay mechanics over time do feel unique, as if they offer something different that other similar games do not have, or at least they expand on the mechanics of these other similar games and make them more refined. As such, Disney Dreamlight Valley does feel like a well-rounded and unique experience. Yes, they do upsell some things. For example, over Christmas, they had this Christmas battle pass style thing where you can unlock Christmassy things by completing certain tasks. Some things were free, but the majority required you to purchase the premium version of the pass. Of course, with Disney Dreamlight Valley becoming a free-to-play game, this does seem like a standard, to be honest, but the fundamentals of the game are totally free, and you can enjoy the fundamentals of the game without ever purchasing a single thing. Now, don't get me wrong, if they started locking certain Disney worlds or Disney characters behind a paywall, then I would have something to say about that, something very negative. But Disney have not suggested that this is happening. For now, every new Disney character and world is a part of the free experience. It only seems to be superficial things like outfits and some furniture, which is behind a paywall. But even then, most of it is not behind a paywall. You can unlock cool things for free, Disney themed stuff. With that being said, if you are a big fan of these kinds of games, I don't think you will regret purchasing it in early access. I will admit the premium versions of the early access pass are ridiculously expensive. Just for a few extra cosmetic items, like guys, it is not worth that price at all. Even like the standard early access pass for, in the UK it costs about £23, which I think is quite expensive, to be honest, especially when you're just buying like an early access thing, which is gonna be free anyway. So with that being said, like if money is a bit of a barrier for you, you could buy a much cheaper similar game, like for example Stardew Valley, which is a complete game experience. There is no DLC, there is no freemium stuff. It is just one whole complete game, and it is right now sold for like half the price of Disney Dreamlight Valley. So if you don't own that game, or you want to get a similar fully released game for the same price, then I would do that instead. But if money is not an object for you, I genuinely do recommend getting the game now. Just being aware that it is not in its final state, so you will experience buggy and glitchy things like I have. You will experience characters clipping through each other and walking around weirdly. So set your expectations accordingly. Regardless of any teething problems, I really enjoy this game. Usually I play it in the evenings when I'm watching something on Netflix and it fills a void of boredom in my day. And with the game expanding, I'm sure I'll only enjoy it more as time goes on. I also have a video about the biggest mistakes that I see people making in Disney Dreamlight Valley, so make sure you check that out before you play it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.